What did Reno do when President Buhari was abroad and he went to protest to chase him out? What happened when President Tinubu called on a revolution during the Jonathan administration? When under Jonathan, people like Bashir Ahmed, their tweets, the tweets are out there, APC supporters. They say after Occupy Nigeria, it should be a civil war. People made those statements under a Jonathan government that is 1,000 times better than what we have today. More than 100 people were killed within a day. The president is in a so-called vacation in Europe. That is the country where we are. Where money is not just stolen in millions, it is in billions and trillions. People like Reno Omokri, take them serious at your own risk. There were people who bungled the media department of President Jonathan. He ran out and stayed overseas almost like a fugitive throughout the Buhari administration. But you guys know what? Nigerian politicians, the average one cannot survive opposition for too long. They need to reconnect to their conduits of corruption to sap from that funnel because it's about stomach infrastructure. So they tried in 2023 trying to see that maybe another government will come in through Atiku or somebody. It didn't work. So the only option is to support what is on ground. Do you know that Reno Omokri is the only Nigerian who visited Chicago State University to confirm that according to him, Tinubu is a known drug lord? Are you aware of that?
I'm aware.
So at what time did Tinubu become the best thing after sliced bread to Reno Omokri? Please. You will see a person like Reno who is ready to spit Nigerians across ethnic and religious lines. Divisive characters that should be thoroughly ashamed of themselves. This country needs good leadership. Nigerians are not violent people, but we are not cowards, and we must insist that we get good leadership in this country. Nigerian leaders always know how to be mischievous and bring about double standards. Let us be very clear that we are peaceful Nigerians. But we believe that the right to peaceful assembly and protest is a fundamental democratic right, and we as Nigerians must exercise that right to make our points heard. For a person who is concerned about what happened in 2020 as NSAS, where people were killed, do you know that because your family member was killed from NSAS, maybe bullets, it does not mean you too cannot die from Nigeria's problem?
Absolutely.
So it is not an issue of something happened, so we decide to look the other way. When there is a protest where even arms are being faced at the people, and the people are determined that we want to change what is, including law enforcement, they know that they too are victims of bad government. How much is the salary of police? The army who is carrying gun to shoot you, how much is your pension at the end of 35 years? What they give you as gratuity is not what they even pay somebody as furniture or sitting allowance for 1 month.
It's true.
In the legislative arm of government.
True.
So all of us are victims. Is because you are wearing uniform and you are carrying gun. And if Nigerian politicians continue to overplay their hand, they risk pushing the people to a point. You saw what happened in Nepal. It happened in Sri Lanka. All of these are when people have accumulated so much of bad leadership, and then people begin to resort to self-help. Nigeria is worth our time. Nigeria needs to be peaceful, but the people should not be taken for granted as animals or being cowardized. We must exercise our strength to get the governance and leadership that we deserve. What we must know is that as human beings, we must never give up or lose hope. Because the fact that you refuse to pay attention, there are many reasons why you may not want to be interested in what is called the Nigerian conversation. But the fact that you decide not to pay attention, you can still be a victim of a system you fail to pay attention to.
True.
Nigeria can happen to you whether or not you vote or you do not vote. Your own could be, God forbid, a stray bullet, a trailer that has failed brake, or there is no roadworthiness. It can be that you are even taken to the hospital and there is no oxygen. It can be that the doctor there is stressed because he's working multiple shifts in other hospitals. Nigeria is happening to us daily. Now, the question is, what are we focusing and paying attention to? As we started earlier, we can be angry and take the wrong decisions.
True.
Anger is not a plan. That you are dissatisfied with government is not a strategy. We must focus on that system that gives them opportunity to come back to government. The bad leadership, your recruitment process, we must be involved. Nation building is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Because we did election or electoral reform 2022, it did not go the way you want. It is natural for you to be frustrated and disappointed, but you must encourage yourself, because victimhood is still at the doorstep of a lot of people. People who died during NSAS protests, they would think that they were martyrs. They would think, say, the country go down good. So imagine giving up and failing on them. So I plead with anybody who is a Nigerian, it is worth our time. It is worth our effort and our energy. Let us pay attention to fixing government and leadership. That is the only way. It will be tough, but it is always impossible until it is done. The major thing you need to know is that We are being afraid of a people who are afraid of us. How
Right.
many are the people holding Nigeria hostage? Calculate the entire political class as against how many million people. So we must make 2027 the people's opposition. It is people, evil leadership against a people who have endured bad governance for years. We must make it about ourselves.
When I speak